5, 4, 3, 2.
Vegas, 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 we rep the Vegas. Vegas, Vegas, we rep the Vegas. Vegas, Vegas, we rep the
What's up YouTube, it's your boy Coin and I'm back with another video. So right about now, we're on our way to New York. So we're about to knock a couple videos out for the road trip there. I think today, we might have to talk about my most recent Forex experience. Long story short, I was bamboozled into a Forex seminar.
I'm a fault with
bro. TikTok star, video extraordinaire, content creator, and all-around digital influencer, Dia Danzler.
What do y'all want me to do? He's gonna put my social medias in the
I'm gonna drop it in the description box below. Go check her out. Her TikToks are infamously funny. And you know, just to support, just to show love because you mess with coin.
Exactly. It's the black business.
It's support black businesses.
That was very funny. It was hilarious.
You found it amusing.
It was hilarious to me at first. But the more I thought about it and sat there and it registered and I gave it some time to marinate,
right? I
realized that we were really bamboozled.
We were
lying. We were set up.
I was gently livid from the jump. I'm gonna be honest with you.
We laughed about it when we walked out.
It was a last to stop from crying. Backstory, our friend, who shall not be named because I'm not gonna throw her under the bus like that, but yeah, I'm just not gonna throw her under the bus right now because I'm gonna be nice.
Our friend?
I'm gonna, an acquainted companion that once could call my phone and I might answer, but now it's gonna ring.
Not so much.
It's gonna ring. I'm sorry. I'm not, actually, not at all. Calls my phone and she's like, I'm having a birthday party and I want you to come. I'm like, okay, just send me the info.
Wait, no, you gotta go like from a few days before that when we were on the phone with her.
So a few days before that, this said individual calls me and she's like, her birthday's coming up, but she doesn't know what she wants to do. I'm like, well, do you want to throw a party? Do you want to have a dinner? Like, I'm trying to get her thoughts flowing. And she's telling me that she's not really sure what she wants to do because she's stuck in another state and the Uber's about $50. But in my head, I'm trying to understand how you're financially free and can't pay for a $50 Uber.
Is that right?
But I digress nonetheless. I told her that if she figured out what she was gonna do, I'll pop out just for the strength, you know, because we were semi-close companions.
Exactly, and that's just what you do.
That's what you do.
Within the matter of a few days, she somehow came up with and planned a party. In quotation.
Party.
And so I was a little confused because me personally, I was confused because
wow, that's lovely.
A few months back, I had a party and she was invited to my party.
She was.
So I was like, Then I had heard from someone else that she was going to be having a party and that they were invited. So this person, I was a little confused on why they would be invited, but that's a whole other story.
That's another video for another day.
But that person was invited. At this point, Coin was invited, and another one of our other mutual friends was invited. But I wasn't invited. Also, I was present for the convo about her not being able to get to Philly.
Right. So it didn't
sit right with me that I wasn't invited.
Didn't make much sense.
So then I asked, what type of antics were going to be performed at this party, and they said, let's just say some real mellow antics, just chilling, no assets
at all.
So I was like, oh, well, I'm not gonna go if there are no benefits for me. And I wasn't invited on top of that. So.
But then I began to try and convince her. I'm like, maybe this person just forgot and thought that you were gonna be my +1 because we all had the conversation at the same time.
Exactly. So I gave her the benefit of the doubt and was like, maybe she just forgot to invite me, and we ended up showing up together. And
we end up showing up to the hotel, and I call her from the parking lot to try and figure out what the room number is. She proceeds to tell me that she's in the lobby. Now immediately in my head, I'm like, if you're throwing a party, why are you in the lobby instead of in the hotel room?
I don't know what to say, for real.
I still looked past it because I thought that this person was very, nice and innocent and an individual that would not steer me wrong. I was wrong. We proceeded to walk into the hotel, walked into the lobby, and she's sitting there with this dude. And mind you, I realized who this dude was. I've seen him before. I've seen her post him on her Instagram. I'm like, oh, this is what this is. But she's sitting there with like a nice dress on, heels. She looks like she's about to present something. While I showed up in sweatpants and a shirt.
And I had on same, like leggings or something like that, and
just to show up.
We're just showing up to show up because it's her birthday. There were going to be no benefits for us. And we were just showing up really just kind of like to look out for, her birthday, right? So then we proceed to walk up to this table that she's sitting at, and she puts X's on our hands. So we began to get confused. We're like, what party game is this? Exactly.
I've never been to a game like this, so we were immediately cautious. But apparently in her head, there were red flags. In my head, I was just there. I was just present.
The X to me sealed the deal for what I knew we were about to walk into.
So we then walk into a conference room with this random lady with the word expensive on her back, screaming at us about how we need to quit our 9-to-5 job to get financially free from our cell phones.
She definitely had on a shirt that said expensive on the back. It said
expensive on the back. Now, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but wherever I come from, you don't need to tell me that you're expensive. If you're making money and you're wealthy in some aspect, it'll show. You don't gotta say expensive on the back. And then they was all iced out with all the jewelry and stuff. I'm like, so where is y'all money going? To the jewelry or with y'all responsibilities? I'm wondering.
She started telling us how we could be the next millionaires in our family. We don't need to listen to our parents. They are not millionaires. Saying how she bought an AMG truck in 4 months. Within 4 months of being on Forex.
When her uncle calls her, she's sending $5,000 and $7,000 at a time.
Exactly. What else was she saying?
She also said that she's about to be the first billionaire in her family in a year.
Yes.
Now, I'm not too good with math, but I'm trying to understand how you sending out $5,000 and $7,000 every time your uncle calling and is on your way to be a billionaire. It's not adding up to me.
It really did
1
not.
+ 1, 17.
Oh, hell no!
I look over at him and I'm like, no, first I texted him. Him a bunch of laughing emojis because before we walked in, he called it.
I literally said, I was like, watch me get here and it be a Forex seminar. And what did we walk into? None other than a Forex seminar.
And I was cracking up. So under my mask, because also we were like two of the few people there.
Why did no one have
who had a mask on?
We are in the middle of the panty ramba.
We are in the middle of a panty.
Why does no one have a mask
on? So under my mask, I'm cracking up, dying of laughter. Send him all these emojis, laughing emojis, and I'm just like, we really just walked into what you said we were about to walk into. Ultimately,
if I had to learn a lesson from this situation, it would be to never trust women. If they do Forex, just block them, because eventually
that's the appropriate response.
That's the appropriate response from now on, because eventually, one day, they will ask you to join their Forex team,
and they won't even ask you. They will bait you into trying,
guilt you.
Exactly. They will tell you you're poor.
They will
the crazy part is we couldn't even walk straight out. We couldn't walk in and straight out.
We could not
because
walk
we feared being called poor.
Yes.
We feared being called the two poor people who don't want to succeed.
Because one person had walked out right before we were trying to, and they were then
called out.
So we stood there, and we may have listened to the speech for about 20 minutes before it felt like an hour. And at that point, I needed to leave. So we called her best friend. We called her best friend, and her best friend proceeds to tell me, I told her not to do that. So you mean to tell me?
She knew the whole time.
You knew the whole time and didn't tell me. And the person in question went to other people. They told you not to do it, and then you proceeded to do it anyway.
It was outrageous.
I felt bamboozled. Finessed.
We were definitely finessed that night. Walk away from it with was that she was not to be trusted.
She was not to be trusted ever again.
She was not to be trusted. But
till this day.
Then the following day was her birthday.
Guess who didn't say happy birthday? This guy.
So the following day was her birthday, and I was just I was still taking in what had happened the prior day.
But me, I immediately snapped the moment I got back home and realized what had happened to me. So I called her best friend and cursed her out. I'm like, you mean to tell me you knew this information, didn't inform me of it, knew she was inviting me, knew this was a bad idea, and knew she was gonna lie to me, and you were okay with it? So then she proceeded to feel my wrath. And then the person in question, this girl who thought it was a good idea to lie, calls me the next day trying to plead her case on how she didn't lie.
When she definitely lied.
Lied straight to my face.
With no remorse.
No remorse
With
at all.
no remorse, because then when we tried to leave, we said goodbye to her. Like, this is our last goodbyes. You know we're never seeing you again.
We're never seeing you again. This will be the last time you see my
And so we
presence.
said goodbye to her. And then she asked me, Dia, what's wrong?
She knew what she was doing.
I was like, ma'am, we're gonna sit here and act like you don't know that you just lured us into a Forex meeting by saying it was for your birthday party?
Don't lie. Lying is unhealthy. It makes you
And then you could have at least said, you know, I'm sorry I lied, you know, I just really wanted to get you guys out here to da-da-da-da. Now that would have been like taking some accountability.
That I may have understood. But
however, you sat here and you knew why we were leaving because you knew we didn't want to be there.
We've had conversations about Forex. I've explained to you
that I don't want to do it.
That's not where my attention is right now.
And so you trying to force it on me is only going to make me not want to do it more.
And now you just ruined a friendship.
For no reason.
For no reason at all.
And so it's just like, come on, are you really financially free? Or are you financially fraud?
And that's the question of the day.
And that's the real question of the day.
That's the real question of the day. This concludes the video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe if you're new to the tribe. Don't forget to just watch all the videos. You just watch this one. If you made it this far, you might as well go back and watch the other ones too, because they're all funny.
They're all funny.
And we got videos on the way. Don't get it twisted. We're coming back like we never left.
This is one of many.
One.
Today.
One of many. Catch you on the flip side like a pancake, and we're out.